You guys, the PTA. Why do we do this to ourselves? I didn't realize how many moms were suffering. Growing up, my parents were not involved in anything, like legit not involved in anything. My parents were Cuban, Venezuelan. I was first generation here. My sister actually was born in Puerto Rico and was raised there until she was about 7. And then when they moved to New York, that's where my mom had me. So I was born and raised in New York City to obviously Hispanic parents, and they did not understand the American school system. Right? This was not their wheelhouse. My parents did not ever come to school. They missed, I am not joking, every performance basically. And if they did come, they were always late and probably missed my part in it. Like, not kidding. I don't think they've ever seen me play a sport. And I was varsity softball. I did gymnastics, horseback riding. I was a lifeguard, a tennis player. They have never seen me do any of those things. So that's how much they were not involved at school. And I didn't love it. This is why I say, if you can show up for your kids, show up. You are looking in the audience. You are looking for them. Being a mom now, and I'd be at school at some of the performances, and I would see some of the little kids like start crying because they didn't see their moms, and it like breaks your fucking heart. As a kid, you do want your parents' attention. You want to feel like you're important to them. And I was disappointed a lot. I'll be honest with you. I stopped expecting it. I knew they weren't coming at some point, but when I was little, it definitely hurt me. So when I became a mom, I waited a long time. My parents did not have a great marriage. They were so busy, so caught up in their own drama that they didn't have time to show up for me. And I don't even blame them anymore. I have let all of that go because I realize how human they are. And I realized that my mom was going through so much, and I can't even imagine having a cheating husband and having the 2 kids at home. And I really do forgive her, and I have moved on from that. But I always thought to myself, like, there was a point that I was like, I knew I'd have kids someday, but I didn't necessarily want to be married. And what I watched at home, I kind of was like, I don't want this. Like, I don't want to be constantly searching someone's phone. I don't want to be constantly wondering if someone's coming home. Like, I don't ever want that kind of stress. I would rather be alone than chasing a man. Bottom line. So basically I thought, I'm going to take my time to get married and have kids. When I finally did meet John, and it was honestly love at first sight. Like, when I saw him, I really thought to myself, like, why don't I ever meet men like him? I was like, he is so cute. He was like just my type. Anyway, long story short, I ended up getting married, obviously, and having kids. I waited 4 years, though, to have kids. I did not rush into having children. We wanted to make sure that we had saved money. We wanted to make sure we owned a house. We wanted to make sure we had traveled a bit. Once I was going to be at home full time, I wasn't resentful. Like, I did not want to have FOMO. I wanted to have JOMO. So with that being said, we have the boys, and I become a psychopath. I am super overprotective. I did not realize how overprotective I would be. Was terrified of leaving them alone. I wanted to be at school with them all the time. I wanted to make sure that they were okay, make sure that they were having friends, make sure that the teachers were nice. You hear all the crazy shit at school, and I don't trust any teachers. I don't trust any coaches. I don't fucking trust anybody with my kid alone. So I was going to be there. Oh, you bet I was. I was going to be there. When they were born, I really overdid it. My friends would joke and call me Supermom, and John would be like, what are you doing? There is no Oscar for best mom. There is no reward or pot of gold at the end of all of this where you're going to get some huge title or some huge award for being the best mom who did the absolute most. And I was like, wait, what? There's no prize? I was like, hold on. That's what I learned. It was like, me having to do everything for everyone doesn't win me a prize. You just lose yourself in that. Because you can give your kids everything, and your marriage everything, and your home and your family everything, but it's okay to have a little bit for yourself, to save a little bit for you. But in that me being over the top, when the kids were small, like, I was never at home. Like, you can ask my best friends, like ask Pam and Andrea. They literally were like, are you okay? I was at the zoo once a week. I was at the playgrounds once a week. I was at the museum once a week, the Natural History Museum once a week. I was at Travel Town here in California with all these I was once a week everywhere. I was out all day, every day, constantly entertaining, constantly doing play dates. Then we started preschool. It was like a whole thing. Like, I was on top of them. Not a little bit helicopter. I wanted the best for them, and I really wanted to do everything that my parents didn't do for me. I realized that I was going so above and beyond because my parents didn't do that for me, and I had felt it, and I didn't want to do that to my kids. So I went overboard. I did. Joining the board was really the last straw. Okay. When you get into school, they bombard you, right? You have to go into these meetings where you go into the main hall at the beginning of the year and you've got the PTA moms coming at you. And it's like this big room that you can sign up to volunteer for things. And you feel so much pressure. I just remember feeling like people were breathing down my back. And, you don't want to be a bitch and say that you don't want to do it. But like, I didn't really want to do it. Like, I really didn't love hanging out at school. I didn't really know all the moms. I was just like, what? And they fucking get you. All you moms know what I'm talking about. They fucking get you. Like, they corner you. They get you when you're vulnerable because you're fucking at school. You're exhausted. You can't see straight. And next thing you know, they make you feel guilty about wanting to see your kid at school. Like, don't you want to see your kid? And next thing you know, you're signing up for shit. Okay. Let's just say that my first year at school, at public school, I somehow became the art docent. Yeah, I'm not sure you heard that right. Art docent. I can't even draw a stick figure. And I was teaching art. Yeah, teaching art to the second grade. Finn was in kinder, Sawyer was in second grade. Now they're only a year apart because, Finn skipped fourth grade. So now they're only a year apart. But back then they were 2 years apart. I somehow got scammed. They told me when I signed up for art that it was like the only thing that parents can be in the classrooms for. And basically it's like once a week and you're actually in the classroom. So you really get to see the kids. You get to really know the teacher. Like, they sold me on, you really get to know the teacher. So it's like you think, okay, they're going to take care of your kid. They're going to be nicer to your kid. That's the thought, right? That's really why you do it, because you want your kid to be well taken care of. That's the whole point. And you also want to know who the asshole kids are so that you're not friends with them. So they sold it to me that I was just assisting. Like, I was just cleaning shit up. I was just standing there. I was going to be able to stare at my kid, drink my coffee, and then clean up some paintbrushes. Oh, no. I was the lead teacher. I somehow got assigned lead art teacher. I had a nervous breakdown. I was like, wait, what? So I went from art docent to room parent to on the board. And on the board, I head up the Gala. The Gala is basically the biggest fundraiser of the school. I went from I don't want to do anything to teaching art, being the room parent, and head of the biggest fundraiser. That's how much they sucker you. Once they get you, you're fucked, okay? Because you can't get out. You guys, it's like a prison, like you can't get out. And then you feel guilty. And then, you know what I mean? Like, oh, the stress. You guys, let me explain something to you. The fundraisers were so intense and so crazy that I literally would get sick after or right before every single one. I did 3 of them and I was deathly ill before or after all of them. That's how much stress, that's how much lack of sleep, that's how much pressure. You are raising all of the money basically for this school. And let me tell you something, me and my partner, John, we raised like $275,000. So we fucking killed it. Almost every year. We raised so much money for that school. No wonder I was basically in the hospital. One year I couldn't even attend because I was so sick. It was pure insanity. I have never enjoyed party planning. I have never enjoyed asking people for money. Like that fundraiser where you're like, can I get this for free? Can I get this for free? Like, no. Like, I hate that. And here I am, like, why didn't I say no? Why would I be in charge of 2 things that I hate doing? I am not good at decorating, like I'm not good at decor and like party planning. That's not what I like to do. And I hate asking people for money and fundraising. And here I am planning the whole thing and doing all the fundraising. And I was miserable. You guys, I was miserable. I would be lying to you if I said I enjoyed it. I had a couple of good friends on the board with me, which is how I got really suckered in. I loved the meetings because obviously we would all hang out and we'd have breakfast and there was definitely some camaraderie and there was definitely some great moms. but the majority was bullshit. It was so much bullshit, so many politics, so many fucking rules, so much bullshit, and zero thanks. The truth is, it is empty promises. Like, no, you don't get favored by the teachers. No, you don't get help from the principal. Yes, you get to keep an eye on them. You get to see who the other parents are and the other kids are, but like, you don't get any special treatment. And none of the parents appreciate you. They just give you shit. You guys, I've never gotten so much shit from people. We put on this incredible, insane gala, and I heard two moms talking shit in the bathroom. I was in one of the stalls, and they were literally talking shit about the party. I almost had a full-blown heart attack. So it really was like a thankless job. The only thing that was amazing about it was seeing my kid, obviously. But when you're doing all the fundraising and the PT, like you're not even there, you're just doing all the bullshit work. You don't get to enjoy a single fundraising thing. You are the one that always has to manage the money. So you literally don't enjoy a single thing because you're working. So they fully take advantage. They fully use you. They do not appreciate you. And I would say the only thing that you get out of it is getting to see your kid throughout the week. That's really all I got out of it. And yes, I got to spend a little extra time with some of my really close friends. I'm only really close or best friends with one person from there. And I'm friendly with a couple of other moms, but literally just one person that I'm still best friends with. Everyone else, like, no, I don't really talk to. It wasn't my people. It wasn't my thing. I realized like I had to quiet my voice. I had to try to fit in, and it didn't suit me. And when I started Instagram, it was during this. It was probably like a year in. They would talk so much shit about me. I would hear that some of the dads were making fun. You'd see the little looks. It was awful. I'd be lying to you if I said it was good. I had to use that as fuel. I really did. Like all of that bullshit that they would give me, like I would use it as fuel. And it really came to a head when I was called in to the board because of my Instagram. I had done a story because I always shared everything. As you guys know, I started coffee talks during COVID, and I would really talk about everything. I would really share how I was feeling. And Finn had come home. He had some issue with a test. And I remember saying, I had never said what school I was at, never said any teachers' names. All I said was like, I wish it was handled different, and just that I was frustrated. Nothing I hadn't said before, and how I wish it was handled. Somebody from school, whether it was one of the asshole moms or teachers, downloaded it and shared it with the teacher. Teacher then shared it with the principal. Then he shared it with the board, and then they had to call me in for a special meeting. And I needed to explain myself. Yes, a grown 50-year-old woman had to go into her public school to talk to other moms that are also there volunteering. They are not a paid position. I'm just sitting in front of a bunch of moms having to explain why I was talking on my stories on Instagram. I was like, pardon me? What? I was like, are you fucking crazy? I literally was like, so you're telling me I am working like a fucking dog, slaving away, doing everything for the school for free as a grown adult with no special treatment, and you think I need to apologize or not talk on my Instagram, or you can tell me what to do in my personal life? I was like, you have all lost your minds. I'm not joking, you guys. I was pissed. When the principal called me, I literally said to him, I was like, I'm sorry. I am so angry. He was like, wait, what? He thought I was going to be upset or scared or start apologizing. He was like, wait, what? And I was like, I am fuming. I said, I would love to know what parent or what teacher of yours, first of all, has enough time to be downloading or watching my stories. I was like, because if you have a social media policy, I was like, then it should be in place, and your teachers should not be following the parents. And I was like, and I'm going to add to that. And maybe the teachers should have a private account and not post them licking tequila shots off of a stripper's stomach, belly button, because if that you think is appropriate, then it is very appropriate what I was saying. There was dead silence on the phone. I was like, so yeah, I'll definitely come in and talk about this, because I would love to understand what the policy is here. And I would love to understand how your teachers have enough time to be scouring my Instagram. And I would love to know, like, why it's not okay for me to speak, but it's okay for your teachers to be licking shots off strippers. So yeah, let's talk about it. He was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, don't get so upset. Don't get angry. And he was like panicked. And I was like, you know what? I was like, unfortunately, with all the money I made for you guys, I was like, now you're losing your biggest person that fundraises. I was like, because we are going to leave the school. He was like, please don't do these. Like, please come to meet with us, whatever. So long story short, I went to meet with the entire fucking board. These are people that I've been friends with for years now, right? It's been 3 years that I've been on the board. We all hang out. We all have playdates. We all hang like, and now all of a sudden they have a problem with me because of my Instagram. And I was like, I really just said to them, like, I am at home. It's my personal life. I have every right to speak on my personal platform about whatever I want. I was like, I've not disclosed a school name. I've not disclosed a teacher or a name. I was like, so I have every right to do that. I was like, I didn't film anyone. I didn't do anything wrong. The fact that she's watching or that one of the teachers is watching and starting shit when there's no shit to be started, that's more concerning to me. And the fact that none of you care that your teachers are partying with strippers, but yeah, you're more concerned about me and my Instagram is really concerning. So I was like, this doesn't work for me. Unfortunately, I was like, because I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm a grown woman and I don't need to be here. I don't need to do this. And I'm out. And they were like, wait, what? I was like, peace out. I was like, later, motherfuckers. And it was the best feeling in the world. You guys, nothing has felt better than walking away from the fucking PTA. It is the best feeling in the world. And you realize, some people thrive in that environment. And, God bless those people because these schools need it. We need those incredible moms who are willing to spend all of their time there, making it special for our kids. It is a lot of work. It is a sacrifice. And I really do appreciate it, but it's not for me. It's just not for me. The politics kill me. The rudeness from the parents and the kids kill me. Like, I don't want to have to discipline your kids. I don't want that. Like, I don't enjoy that at all. I am like, bless these teachers because at the end of the day, even though we had that interaction, like what they do on a daily basis is insane. I would never be able to do that. So for me, I was kind of like, why am I doing this? Right. And it was very self-serving at first because it really was about me just keeping an eye on my kid, making sure that he was taken care of. And I realized it's like, but I'm not happy here. And what I also really noticed was it did not make me a better mom. Me being around all the time and me being at a place doing something I didn't like did not make me a better mom. I actually was crankier. I was more frustrated. I was more resentful. I didn't enjoy being around all the fucking gossipy moms. I didn't really enjoy that. So I would come home and guess what? We would drink a lot too. There was always wine. Everybody was wasted all the time because, again, I think nobody really liked each other. So everyone's trying to deal, especially in elementary school. You're just like praying for your kid to have a friend. So everyone's like trying to hang out and trying to make do because we all want our kids to have a play date. But do you really like them? Are these people that really inspire you, motivate you, make you want to do better, be better? It wasn't for me. Like, to me, it was actually really just a lot of unhappy, gossipy, mean moms. People were not nice. That's just not my thing. It really is not. And I realized I stopped dressing the way I wanted to dress. I stopped wearing the jewelry because, again, the snickering, the chit chats, the gossip, making you feel uncomfortable that you have to like shrink yourself. Like you have to try to fit in. And I'm like, you know what? Shrinking myself has never fucking worked. That doesn't work for me. I want to be big and bold. So I want to wear all my jewelry. I want to wear my fucking makeup and I want to wear a cute outfit to school. Sorry. I like to look good. So this isn't going to work for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to play this game. And I have to say, ladies, if you're feeling that way, it was the greatest thing I ever did. And the reason I wanted to do this was because we were just at a book launch and one of you incredible moms that follows me came up to me and literally said, the first thing she said to me, she was like, you inspired me to quit the PTA. And I literally burst out laughing. And I was like, wait, what? She was like, I'm miserable. She's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. You gave me the courage to walk away. Like, my kids are going to be fine. I don't need to do this. And I was like, good for fucking you. You don't need to be taken advantage of. You don't need to be disrespected. You don't have to bend over backwards. And if it's just something you love to do because you really enjoy crafts or you really enjoy teaching or you really enjoy being around all the kids and the teachers, like amazing. If you really enjoy it, fucking thank God. But if you don't, and it really doesn't suit you and it doesn't make you happy, quit, walk away. Because let me tell you something. I am busier now. And yeah, I see my kids less now because I'm not at school walking around the halls. But let me tell you something. My time with them is so much better. I am excited to see them. I take advantage of the time. I make the most of the time. I come home happy because I have had a break. I haven't dealt with a bunch of bullshit in politics. Like I'm doing something that I love and then I come home to be with the people I love. It's amazing. And that works better for me. And I am a better mom. I'm a better wife when I do those things. So for me, actually not volunteering all the time and not being at school all the time and not having to be the best number one mom doing everything all the time, I realized I'm actually a better mom because me having to fulfill or live up to that was really hard and it was exhausting and it was overwhelming and I didn't really enjoy it. So it didn't serve a purpose. Right? It actually defeated the purpose because it actually made me cranky, exhausted, and unhappy. So trust me, ladies, when I say to you, quit the fucking PTA. Unless you love it. Okay? If you love it, God bless you. I thank you. I am so grateful for you. I really am because all of our kids are so lucky to have you. But if it's really not for you, stop bullshitting yourself. Stop bullshitting everybody else. You don't need to play small. You don't need to quiet your voice. Like you don't need to be at school 24/7. You don't need to be around. Like you can live your life too and still be a really fucking good mom. I'm a better mom now. So ladies, never give up on you. Like never think that you have to dim your light to fit in to a really dark room. Like be light and bright and be where the sun shines. I cannot tell you how much happier you're going to be, how much better you're going to feel, and how much better of a friend, a wife, a daughter, and a mother you will be because you're happy, because you are feeling good in your own skin, because you're looking in the mirror and actually liking what you see, right? You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You like just because you're on the PTA or because you're at school 24/7 does not make you a better mom. You bending over backwards, running around like a chicken with your head cut off, looking like shit, feeling like shit, and not doing shit for yourself does not make you a better mom. I can promise you, I can guarantee it, and I will double down on it. You having something of your own, you taking care of yourself, you putting your oxygen mask on first, you betting on yourself, you will be a better mom by 1,000. Okay? Your happiness, you feeling good is just as important as everyone else's. And sometimes those rooms, you may have good intentions, but they just don't suit you and they don't make you feel good. And we were all there to volunteer and help, but unfortunately it just didn't feel good there. And now I volunteer and I help where I do feel good. And I donate where I do feel good. And I'm now friends and doing things with people who make me feel good. You should never have to dim your light for work, for friends, for family, for anybody. Shine bright like a diamond. Anyway, you guys get it. I love you so much. Please leave a review, a comment, a question, a topic for a podcast. I'm all ears and I'm really grateful for all of you. Thank you for being here. We will be back next week. Get up, get dressed. Let's do this.